It was a brave man to bet against Bayern Munich at any point in this game. Augsburg somehow, and for all the promise of Bayern Munich in the second half, and we spoke about it at halftime, they did not change their approach, were rewarded for it. And while Bayern Munich dominated possession, it was Augsburg who actually outshot Bayern Munich, particularly in that second half, by 10-5. So that speaks volumes to their game plan, the effectiveness of it, Bayern Munich's own frustrations, and Augsburg growing confidence even in the second half where, let's be honest, we all thought Bayern Munich could run away with it.
I think we all did, but as you said in that first half, they gave us something to believe in them, didn't they?
They really did. Sat back as a bank of 5, a bank of 4 that turned into 2 banks of 5. I'm in the camp that Taz lucky to stay on the park. Maybe just enough coming around to suggest, well, it's not denying of a goal-scoring opportunity, but edge of your own box, intentional handball. I thought he would have seen red. Then the free kick with Augsburg tips around the post, and you wonder if that's the opportunity gone. Well taken free kick, albeit, and then the Chavez goal, and all of a sudden, you just wonder if an upset was on the cards. Even then, I thought a draw was the best that Augsburg could hope for. You kind of know how Bayern now, the quality that they have. Somebody's going to come good at some point. But it was Augsburg who, on the back of that, continued to do as they'd done all game long and looked better even in the closing stages. Very last kick of the game apart.
And so here are the stats. It's 2-1 to Augsburg. Archie's made his way inside the stadium and is going to be getting plenty of reaction for us. But Archie, what was it like to be there? Tell us what you noticed in this game.
I noticed that Bayern didn't win, and that doesn't happen very often, Kay. In fact, Bayern lost. Where has this come from? And I think the honest answer is probably tiredness. Because in that second half, there wasn't the same zip to Bayern that we're used to seeing. And actually, when Alphonso Davies and Lennart Karl went off, the rhythm and the dynamic of the game seemed to change a bit. Jamal Musiala doesn't quite have, I think, the physical components that he has when he's at 100%, for example. And Bayern, not to put it on him, it was on the whole team here, but Bayern just seemed to drop off. And the fact that Augsburg just hung in there the whole time in the first half, it's not like Bayern were carving them apart time after time. And in the second half, they were rewarded for their persistence. And what a story as well. Hanno Massengo played under Vincent Kompany at Burnley a couple of years ago and was struggling to get game time. If ever he wanted to pay that back, I think he's done it today. Also, I want to know what Shaka's thinking. Take me into the mind of the goalkeeper. You might be able to hear a cheer in the background. That's because the Augsburg dressing room is just next door to us here. Take me into the mind of the goalkeeper when Finn Dahmen is watching that shot from Michael Elise sail towards his goal. Yeah. Because I think it's up with the gods at that point as to what's happening next.
It absolutely is, Archie. You're saying a quick prayer and just hoping. You know that it's out of your reach. You're thinking maybe it's hitting woodwork, but you're never quite sure until you hear the ping of the ball striking the post. And then you know, all right, Lady Luck really is on our side.
And how's that feeling, Shaka?
Oh, it's great.
It's the best.
Oh, I often refer to the woodwork as the goalkeeper's best friend. You hear those two coming together, ball and post, and you just know today's going to be a good day.
An angel on the goalpost today, but 11 warriors out there on the pitch. Yeah. With the changes we saw on everything, Archie, they fought so hard today, Augsburg.
So hard. And you know who I owe an apology, Kay? Sandro Wagner, for what I said before the game. Today was proof. There is perhaps the same quality in this Augsburg side as Bayern. Maybe he was right all along, albeit he's not here to see that bear fruit, sadly for him. But congratulations to him, to Manuel Baum even. Sandro Wagner, not today. But Manuel Baum, he's known as being somebody who loves the tactical side of the game. Some managers, I think they relish more of the motivational side. But you know, with Manuel Baum, he's often on TV here before he got the job. Again, as Augsburg's head coach. You see him on a Friday night going through what would be the tactical solutions for this team playing against that team in the Bundesliga. And he's done something that no one's been able to do this season. Let's not forget, this is Bayern's first Bundesliga defeat of the season. And there was talk of, well, can they go the whole season unbeaten, such as the imperious fashion that they've been playing in? And the answer is no. And I think if you're a Bayer Leverkusen fan, you probably enjoy this result a little bit more because it just makes sure that people remember just how special it was what Xabi Alonso did with his team 2 seasons ago. And for Augsburg as well, let's not forget, huge points for them in the relegation battle. They have Mainz, St. Pauli and Heidenheim to come in the coming weeks. But to get 3 points here is very much a bonus. As for Bayern, what does this mean? Ultimately, probably not that much. But I think that the interesting thing is going to be hearing from Vincent Kompany and see what he wants his team to learn from this kind of experience. Could they have played it any differently? Or is it just about saying, look, at this point in time, given everything they've done in the season so far, you've got to cut them some slack and say, a performance like this was maybe overdue.
Yes, absolutely. Commentators curse. By the way, it's the first time today that we have showed the record of Leverkusen in that invincible season against Bayern so far, and then Bayern come unstuck today. We're not taking any blame there. It was going to have to be talked about at some point, Bayern. You know, there's not much more to talk about. You're winning all of your games. We had to bring that one up. I just want to go back to the coach here because we mentioned what he'd said before the game. Give me a tick list. He said we need to stay compact.
Did.
He said we need to be aggressive in challenges.
Did.
He said we need to disrupt their rhythm.
Did.
And we need to transition bravely.
And they did that, particularly in the second half. And I thought the big difference in Ausburg in the first and the second half, as I mentioned, bank of 5 at the back, bank of 4, at times Rieder dropping in to make it 2 banks of 5 for Bayern. And Bayern struggled to break it down. What you saw in the second half, though, is he left Rieder higher up the park. So it was that same 5 of 4, and then Rieder pushed further on. So rather than dropping in to make it a midfield 5, he stayed up the park near the halfway line. And what that meant was Bayern had to leave 1, usually 2, with Rieder just in case. But then that allowed Augsburg, when they won the ball back, that there was this space between Bayern's midfield and their last 2 defenders. That Augsburg, who were having some joy, particularly late on in transition in the first half, during the second half, because that gap between, well, their midfield and their one attacker Rieder up front, Bayern's midfielder and their last 2 defenders, there was more space for Augsburg to exploit in transition in the second half. And that's why they were able to have so much more joy. That's why they were able to find so much more space. They outshot Bayern in the second half and were rewarded for it. So it's a little tweak made at halftime in the second half, a very brave tweak, given that you are at the Allianz Arena. A very brave tweak, but it paid huge dividends for Augsburg.
Yeah, and as Archie said, it won't make much of a difference for Bayern in the Bundesliga season so far, but we know Vincent Kompany's not going to be happy with that today.
No, he's not, and nor should he, because while Archie offers Bayern Munich an excuse about tiredness, and they had Union Saint-Louis in midweek in the Champions League, I thought Bayern Munich just were not able to get out of second gear, and I'm being generous in saying that. No, I think Augsburg had a huge role to play in that. But so often, even in games like this, with the quality that Bayern can call on, that Vincent Kompany can bring off the bench, you expect that to be the difference, particularly late on. And it nearly was with that Olise effort. But I thought Bayern just spluttered. They really didn't offer an awful lot by way of chances, by way of threatening, by way of dominating in the attacking third. They had the possession comfortably over 2/3 of it, but none of that possession really translated into a serious threat on the Augsburg goal.
We said it the other week, and it was when Bayern had at least a little bit of a scare. They do need these moments, I suppose, in a season like this to keep them competitive.
That's right.
On the fact that they are going for the league title. They seem to be running away with it, but this is just a little bit of a reality check.
A little bit of that, whoever you're up against, and it does not matter. At this level of the game, whether we're talking Champions League nights or Bundesliga days where you're up against a team near the bottom of the table, those teams are going to have their moments. Those teams have quality. And for all of yours, and as good as things are going, you have to be able to manage those. You have to be able to see your way through those. And Bayern just didn't on the day. They were not themselves. You want to think this is more one-off than anything, and more sign to come, but you cannot take any opponent in level of Bayern Munich are playing for granted. This is evidence. We sat here and we spoke about Mainz, and I sat here and said there's absolutely no way Lightning is going to strike twice.
But you brought it up, Shaq.
Yeah,
I think that's the point.
I could sit here and say that. Bayern Munich and their club, in their dressing room, they cannot have that approach, because this is what happens. Started the day, I started the day saying Augsburg just wanted to get out of here not being completely embarrassed. It's been a whole lot more than that.
I think that's been the feeling, even with the press that we see around it, that Augsburg, they've got a tough run ahead, and we might as well just chalk this one off because it's Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena. But what a boost it is for that run they've got ahead.
Without a question. It shows that you can go head-to-head with the big boys. It shows that you can defend against the best attack, as we were discussing pre-game, arguably in European football. That when you say disciplined, even them can't get the better of you. And you've got more than enough in transition, in quality in the opponent's box to get those opportunities. But you've got to be disciplined. You've got to stay structured in earning those opportunities. Had Ausburg given up a goal or two and all of a sudden you're chasing this game, we're having a different conversation. But because they're disciplined, because nobody breaks ranks and everybody covers for each other, they give themselves an opportunity to go out and win this game. As unlikely as it may have been pre-game, that's exactly what they did.
Let's get word from the Allianz Arena. Archie standing by with one of the players from Augsburg, Massengo, man of the match. Tell us more, Archie.
Kay, thank you very much. Yes, Hannoa Massengo is here with me. First of all, congratulations on your goal and on the win. Not many teams come to Bayern Munich and win away, but you and your teammates have done. How did you do it?
I don't know. We just tried our best and then we won. But no, we worked a lot this week, and you know how we could beat them. We knew it was going to be a hard one, but I guess we're just happy to win now, you know.
Tell me what's happening in that dressing room, because we heard some loud noises.
Well, yeah, we're just happy. Obviously, you know, a win is a win, and we needed 3 points, and to get it here is even more special. So everyone is happy, and we're just, you know, wanting to get more wins now.
Tell me what your emotions were like when you scored what ended up being the winning goal.
It's always, you know, like I'm always scared to, like, is there an offside or something like this? I don't know, so I'm always looking first and then I'm celebrating, but I just felt good. I have a lot of respect for him, and yeah, we didn't know what was going to happen today, but at the end it turned out well for us, so that's good.
And what was the plan exactly? Because Manuel Baum is known for his tactical detail. What did you do to stop them?
We tried to stay compact. I think it was the togetherness first, because we knew there were going to be a lot of rotations. They have unbelievable players, so we knew it was going to be hard. But at the end, it was just trying to be together. And when we had the chance to play forward, and then try to get our chance from there. So it worked, and we're happy.
Final word. When Michael Elise, who I think you know, when he cut back inside and shot in the final minute, what were you thinking?
I was like, this guy, man, he's not going to do that to us. No, but yeah, to be honest, I was a bit scared. It was going to go in, but it didn't, and we're happy. So good for us, you know.
And Noah, enjoy tonight and the result. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Going to bring in Kay, someone from the Bayern side, in just a moment, if he just pops around the corner. Back from injury today, Alphonso Davies. We've seen you come back from injury. Today was your first start back from injury. The result hasn't gone the way you wanted it. Let's start with that. What went wrong today, do you think?
Honestly, I don't know. I think every player, you know, from us, you know, played their hardest. You know, obviously we know that each and every game, you know, you're fighting for 3 points. You know, us and the other team. But that's how things are in football. You know, you win some, you lose some. But now the most important thing is how we bounce back from this, and, you know, keeping our head high and continue on, you know, how we know how to play the game of football.
If I've learnt one thing from talking to Vincent Kompany in the last year and a half, there's no such thing as excuses when it comes to things going wrong. Is there something to be said, though, for just the insane intensity that you've been playing at as a team, that it's so difficult to keep that up 100% of every game?
I mean, every player on this team is intense. Every player on this team, you know, can play 90 minutes and give the intensity that we need. But yeah, obviously like you said, there's no excuses, so I'm not going to make one. But yeah, I mean, football is it's a game of running. I mean, you have to run to score, you have to run to defend, you have to run to keep the ball. So yeah.
Those are the terms that the coach puts it in for you guys before it gets to the talent.
No, I mean, we all grew up playing football. We know that it's a tough game. Like I said, it's a lot of running. So yeah.
And when it comes to your own story, I guess any enjoyment or pleasure that you'll be able to take of that will come in a few days' time. But how was it for you to just be back in the starting 11 first time in just over 300 days?
Yeah, it felt great. Obviously being in the starting 11, from where my injury, the extended period I was out. So yeah, I felt great out there and I felt good.
How is it for you from a technical point of view to play on the right-hand side instead of the left?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I have to learn. It's a bit difficult, but overall, it's nothing I can't improve if the coach puts me there more often. But yeah, I mean, obviously a slight change of little bits, pieces of details, but overall, I think, yeah, it's okay.
Alphonso, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much. That's Alphonso Davies. Okay, have we got time for one more? Because I've got Finn Dahmen waiting by. Finn, come on in. How are you doing? It's nice to see you with a massive smile on your face. Usually
That's true. That's true. Last few times I wasn't too happy after a game. That's true.
And so for the first thing we've got to talk about is when Michael Olise shot towards goal, we've got goalkeeper legend Shaka Hislop in the studio. He said at that point you're going up to the gods. What was going through your head?
Yeah, exactly that. What he said. It was no way I could save that. So I was just hoping. But luckily today was a day where quite a few things went for us, and we're really, really happy with the win. Tried to play football and not just kick the ball long. And yeah, I think from first second we just had a feeling that it's possible today. And even after we were 1-0 down, we kept believing, and yeah, I'm so happy for everybody.
You say not just kick the ball long. There were some very measured long passes from yourself there. Let's not write off long ball football.
No, definitely, but we had a mix, so that's what it's about, I think. And I don't know what to say. I'm just so happy. Yeah.
This seems like one of those results that stays with you for a career. How does it feel in this position? Because I'm sure you must dream of these moments.
Yeah, absolutely. Our manager said exactly that. I think he wanted to make us a day that we can talk about in 5-6 years when we meet each other again. And of course, these are the days you start to play football for. And so I'm happy that I've won the first time in my career against Bayern Munich. Yeah.
What's being said in that dressing room now? What's the atmosphere? What can you tell me?
Yeah, I've kind of forgotten. I think everybody's just really happy. I think 1 or 2 beers have already been opened. We'll definitely enjoy the next 2-3 days, and then we can take a lot of confidence out of this game for the next few weeks.
Because also, let's not forget the position and the things that you've gone through as a team. There have been some really difficult moments. This is why you play football. It's because after those difficult moments, then you get something like this, I guess.
Exactly. I mean, we had a few tough results for the last few weeks. I've been quite unlucky, and then to come here to Munich like this and play this kind of football is absolutely amazing. And we can just be really proud of ourselves.
Just a word on Hannover Massengo with the winning goal. Do you think, having played under Vincent Kompany, he knew something?
Don't know, you have to ask him that, but I'm very happy for him because he hasn't scored too many goals in his career yet. But he played an amazing game, but everybody else did as well. Yeah.
Finn, go and enjoy a beer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Finn Dahmen there with us, Kay. That is the broadest smile I've seen from him. And you know what? I think he very much deserves it tonight.
Yeah,
Back to you.
I've got to say, actually, his accent stood out as well, but I forget he's got an English mum, so I'm like, his English is amazing. He's even got an English accent and everything. I'm like, mother tongue. But brilliant. I'm so happy, isn't it? Isn't it great to see?
To answer Archie's question, I know exactly what's being said in that dressing room. Nothing of any worth. Everybody is just celebrating the moment for what it is. As Dahmen said there, you don't come to the Allianz and you don't grow up thinking you're going to go to places like the Allianz and win football matches. Not many of them. So to be a part of this Augsburg team, given all the frustrations this season, to come away with the win as it is, I mean, it really is there are no words for it, and I can assure you there are no words being spoken, no sensible words being spoken in that dressing room, and rightly so. Credit to them. The other thing that kind of struck me in looking at Massengo's goal, he runs off the back of Musiala. Now he is perfectly positioned, goal side defensively of Jamal Musiala, which is where he's supposed to be. But it was symptomatic of a growing confidence of Augsburg in that second half, even deep in the second half, that he's where he's supposed to be, goal side of Jamal Musiala, but recognizing the play and the threat to it, runs off the back of Musiala and is rewarded for it. That just spoke to Augsburg, how good they were in the second half, and them recognizing that they were dominating and growing in confidence and able and willing to take chances, and were rewarded for it. Credit to them for a 90 minutes perfectly played. It gives them really something that they can build on with a difficult few weeks to come on. More difficult from a Bayern Munich perspective in how you try to analyze this. And Alphonso Davies, as Archie was saying, it's good that he gets a 90 or he starts. But still, that's a really difficult pill to swallow, because at no point were Bayern Munich good in this game, and they were fully deserving of what they got.
Yeah, my favourite moment in Archie's interview, though, is when he said to Massengo, what were you thinking when Elise took the shot? He said, he's got to do it to us.
Yeah,
he did it, and Augsburg held on and took all 3 points away from the Allianz Arena, and you were here with us for it. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out for them. This is how things are looking in the table. As we said, Bayern have been so standout all season. It doesn't change too much for them. They're still riding high with quite a comfortable points lead and a comfortable goal difference at the top end of the table. As for Augsburg, though, they will be climbing away from the relegation playoff spot, which they were just teetering above, and hoping to build on that for the rest of the season.